guys, what's up? It's your girl Adityiyer. I'm so glad to be joining with you guys another brand new video. I'm gonna share my view and how I deal with toxic people and people who are very nosy, asking too provocative and too personal questions, especially elders. How I deal with it spiritually. First of all, I am not even in contact with much people. I just try to avoid as much as possible. I just try to stay away as much as possible. They just have a life path for us. Have you finished your education? You're going to do masters, or you're going to get a job, or once you get the job, you're like, how much money are you making? And immediately like, where is the marriage? There are certain people who never respect any boundaries, and most of them is usually asked by elders, like old people, especially aunties. Sometimes, I used to be like, they have never made a single penny in their life, nor they are ever going to make or earn even a single rupee in their entire life. And why the heck are they even bothered about how much the other person is making? They themselves are like pretty much have no purpose in life, and they literally be dragging their life and looking at that person, this person, and never themselves, but still bombarding people with questions like that. One thing I learned is it's very hard to impart sense to them or have a boundary with them. It's just really hard. It takes a second for them to agitate, asking so many personal questions which we are not comfortable even answering, and we are in an uncomfortable position where we cannot just like cut them off saying that, why do you even care? It's none of your business. It's my life. Why the heck are you bothered about? Like, we just cannot say that because we kind of give respect to their age, but they misuse their age as an advantage and start, bombarding us with unnecessary stuff. So after getting into spiritual, I really got to understand one thing: how important is the sanity of the mind and body. How constantly we are in energy transaction happening. We cannot see those things with our eyes, but this is constantly happening. It's a simple thing like, why do you look dull? Why do you look so dull? It's not even a big thing, but that keeps playing on the head. Some important big things like marriage or a baby and things like that would kind of pressurize somebody if they're not even ready in a space, because we never know what the other person is in, and kind of questioning it is really inappropriate. So basically, this is not life. Getting a job, getting a degree, making a lot of money, creating a family, like getting married, having a baby, all of this is really not life. The only way out of it is to completely avoid these people and nourish ourselves spiritually, understanding the real purpose of life, reading scriptures, knowing exactly what is life all about, and not just following the general crowd in general society, ignoring these people who are too deep into material life, who have no sense of the real purpose of life. It's okay, let them be. We'll just have compassion towards them, but we are not going to get sucked into their energy and try to retaliate or try to do anything that's against the scriptures. Try to inculcate more and more good values by staying away and avoiding them completely. Already there is enough garbage inside to be cleaned out to be even move ahead in the path of spirituality. And these people are so much in the material life. I mean by too much into this worldly life, all about relationship, all about family, all about baby, all about money, all about wealth and pride. In spirituality, you kind of see them as not an annoying type of person, but you kind of feel compassionate that they are getting old and old. They're just not even understanding the real purpose of the life at all, because death doesn't come with an age, which is something it has to be realized by each single person. The second thing is the mind still continues to play it. Like, how could they ask such questions? I'm still conditioned to the old form of life. So for a second the thought comes like, how could they ask such questions? Why are they so insensitive? Like, how do they have no manners and stuff like that? But then immediately comes, okay, this is not real life. Whatever they're doing, it's just out of no knowledge, so the purpose of the life is completely getting wasted. So how to protect ourselves from that? The one and only option is to completely avoid them, completely come into a place where you just do not get stuck like that at all with any people. Like, if we know that there are going to be certain people out there, it's better to avoid. That's exactly how I do. I mean, for some people it's practical, and some it's not practical, but since I am very focused on this kind of path that I've chosen for myself, so I have no interest, 1% of energy to even waste on these kind of people like that, just because I have to maintain the relationship. I'm okay with no people around, but I cannot put my energy out there where it has all the potential to be damaged. You don't want to come into a lower energy vibe where all those things are getting imbalanced. Whether we realize it or not, the transaction is continuing to happen. Social distancing is the best way out there. Social distancing is something that I've been following for ages, and it's like now it's all popular, and I think I totally love that. But if by chance I've come face to face and I've just gotten caught by people like that, I've got to go at a very important place, I'm just hurrying up on that, I'll just come back tomorrow, I'll come to your house, we'll just meet and talk. I just say that and I just keep avoiding them completely, because there are certain things like snapping them is really doesn't gonna do any good in terms of spiritual life. Materially, that's a nice way of coming out of it, which is exactly what I used to do. Ask more question to them, or humorously snap at them, wherein I'm just literally not insulting, but I'm kind of jokingly insulting them. This is all, it seems like a very smart way, but it doesn't nourish internally spiritually. So the only way is to be secluded. The only way to actually go by it is to be away from these kind of people. So in short, I would have like to set two boundaries. One boundary absolutely around myself, where I did not let anybody enter that space at all, my mind or my thoughts or my emotions, absolutely none. And another boundary that is far away from me, to keep me away from all these people. So setting of these two boundaries is actually what helped me, and that's exactly how I rule about it. And if at all I've just come in contact with them, I just cut them off right then and there, even before they can start talking to me, by saying that I'm hurrying up somewhere, I'm gonna come tomorrow and let's chat. So one is a spiritual boundary around me, where I do not let anything affect me, which requires a lot of effort, which requires every single day effort and work towards maintaining that, like daily morning doing sadhana, getting up early, a whole sort of routine for that. And the second is setting a bigger boundary around, so that these toxic people do not enter there. Because once it has reached our ears, it's gonna come to the mind, it's gonna start replaying on the head, and it's totally not worth it. Then it requires even more spiritual knowledge, even more spiritual power to come out of it. So instead of getting there and then trying to come out of it, it's a hard task. Better to have this prevention is better than cure. And I really wish that our generation, when we grow up and when we become old people, we just stop bothering people with questions like this. Let us understand that everybody's life is different, because the karma they are carrying is different. It doesn't have to fall into a certain box. We just cannot have a same category of graph for every single person on the earth. One thing for sure is, nobody has got everything perfect. Nobody has got a perfect looking body, beautiful face, a healthy body, a very beautiful loving relationship, amazing children, great in-laws, great support from family, the best friends ever, making a lot of money out there. Nobody has got all of this at even one point in their life. There's something or other lagging in everybody's life. So let's just try to be kind and compassionate. Let's focus on our own self, focus on understanding how important and how precious this life is, and what is the real purpose of this birth, and try to go towards that. I hope this video helped you guys in some way to understand how I deal with toxic people spiritually, and how I stay away from nosy people by setting two kind of boundaries, one spiritually and one materially.